Hello, classmates and Professor Whitlock. My name is Amelia Sherwood, and I'm going to be performing two poems that is in my research project. The first poem is just an introduction of how hunger came to be. I'm sorry I'm going to be reading it on my phone because I'm using my computer, of course, to record. So, so here goes. April 1967. On a mission guided by politics, two northern senators came to study poverty programs, but in the small delta town of Cleveland, Mississippi, they found more than they bargained for. I wonder how Senator Kennedy and Clark felt when their stomachs churned like starving babies in Mississippi when they went into that little shack watching a child trying to make a pot of rice by rubbing a few grains between her fingers. I wonder how they felt when they observed the hunger in the eyes of her mother washing clothes in a tub filled with regret and sorrow, no money for food, let alone food stamps. This moment stamped the issue of hunger in a land of rich soil and richer people. And it took a petite 27-year-old civil rights attorney who lived and breathed the problems of the black poor of Mississippi. Her name was Marion Elderman Wright, and she proved that she was right, motivated these privileged white men to see what injustice looked like. She put the fire in between their britches to assist in the hunger problem in the South. She refused to let them eat promises of the government putting food in their mouth. Miss Wright was a pioneer, a catalyst, an activist for people that couldn't talk because they were too busy surviving the war against wants and have-nots, too busy eating their words so their children could eat crumbs from surplus commodities. I wonder how we as a nation have still lost the war on hunger, and I wonder and worry even more how our children are even learning when their bellies and their developing minds cry out for the comfort of nutrition. And this is the improperly nourished brain in the classroom. Let them eat out of buckets full of socioeconomic welfare, starve their children with swollen bellies, resembling feed the children ads and commercials. But these bellies are in your neighborhoods. They are disguised with designer clothing, and the latest J's on their tiny feet are better yet oversized clothes and too tight jeans. And we wonder why the child stuffs their mouths. Hoarding food like city squirrels, like hibernating bears at lunchtime, these stomachs yearn for reduced and free lunch programs to feed them, because who knows when mama will come back from a day at work. The after-work drinks and the twist of the belt on bare limbs, sticking needles to numb the pain of poverty. These latchkey kids latch onto the streets to feed them. The news floods the media with stick-ups and mobs of children saying, empty your pockets, when all they want to say is empty your refrigerator. I'm not a tough guy, I'm not a thug, and I'm probably holding this gun wrong. I am starving. Most of the children in our schools are not malnourished. They are improperly nourished. Too drugged up with Big Macs and large Cokes to even think properly. I guess the saying is true. You are what you eat. If you eat junk, your mind becomes wasted, because the food we serve are not just feeding a child's daily energy requirements. They are shaping the child's brain. Molding these babies into geniuses are devaluing them into victims of a different hunger game. Survival of the most nutritious. According to the study by the American School Health Association, students who had consistently insufficient protein intake scored lower on achievement tests than their classmates who had adequate nutrition. Now tell me, if this isn't a crisis, then what is? Women can grow seeds with rich soil when they become impregnated with the gift the Creator gives them, nurturing the amniotic fluid with nutritious meals and giving your infant the natural milk God has created in their bodies will give a child the fundamental core of a healthy brain. The nutritional benefits infants and toddlers receive play a decisive role in their physical and mental development and determine their potential for the rest of their lives. This leads to classroom achievement, which leads to a brighter future for the lives of black and brown babies, ending the cradle-to-prison pipeline billionaires try to dig. Although the majority of fourth graders cannot read at grade level, states spend about 3 times as much per person as per public school pupil. We as a people are failing our children and driving them into lives of crime simply by not feeding them right. And this should be the ultimate crime. Will you be an advocate for these children? Will you help your community end the war on hunger? And will you teach nutrition in your classroom?